But there was actually a story out of Montreal this week where somebody didn't want a tree.
Why aren't you looking at greening up industrial areas?
As part of a major climate plan to add 500,000 trees by 2030.
Yeah, one with Dougie.
Doug. Did you name it Doug?
My lemon tree is in full bloom.
Bennett needs a house, so we shouldn't risk burning it down.
Come back to just a tinderbox tree.
The Helpful Gardeners, the podcast that digs into the buzziest plant trends and news you need to know, regardless of your growing zone. Colin is a skilled horticulturist with decades of growing experience across Canada. Brandi is the greenest of green thumbs with a love of asking questions. Welcome to our garden nook.
So I saw on social media that you got your Christmas tree.
Yes, I did get my Christmas tree.
Yeah, you just hauled it right out of here.
Yeah, Jimmy approved.
So did you get... I think at Golden Acre, we have two kinds of Christmas trees this year. We've got the Nova Scotia Balsam, and then we've got the BC Douglas fir, both beautiful. Which one did you choose?
Went with Douglas.
Really?
Yeah, went with Dougie.
Doug. Did you name it Doug?
No, I don't.
You don't name things, right? That's my department.
So two reasons. One, Charlie, got to give him a shout out. Kootenai Tree Farms, beautiful human, gifted me a tree.
You're kidding.
No, I've never had a Douglas fir.
Oh.
I've never had a Douglas.
Not even when you've gone out to Kananaskis? Okay. Do you even know what trees you got from Kananaskis?
1 year it was spruce. I'd have to look at my photos. I don't remember what we got. I loved the spruce. Do you know why?
Why?
So sturdy.
Oh, for your ornaments.
Yeah, you put the ornament. So you put the ornament on like a Douglas or a balsam, and the bough is like this, and it's beautiful, and they're up, and you put the ornaments, and and if the ornament's too heavy, you're balancing it. The spruce, we're hanging like metal plates on it, and the branch is like, I got you, fam.
You think I can't handle more?
And we're like, bit of a spindly tree, but the romanticism and how we got it made up for it. But I enjoyed the sturdiness of the spruce, but I've never had a Douglas.
Okay.
So I was like,
So you've got it already up? What does it look like?
No, I haven't got it up yet. I don't put my tree up until December.
Oh, okay. So you don't even like let it rest. It's like locked up in your garage.
No, it's waiting at Golden Acre.
You're kidding. Oh, in the tree lot.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then what we do is bring it home, let it sit for 24 hours. So I'll probably bring it home on a Friday. And then the Saturday night, we order a ton of Chinese food. It's the only night of the year we listen to Christmas music.
Yeah.
I serve the food and I let everybody decorate and anything goes. I don't care because then it has meaning to it.
Yeah. What's a Christmas song that you won't have in your house?
Any of the traditional ones. Like normally I go on Google Music, YouTube Music. And I look for like the fun playlist. So there's like hip hop or jazz Christmas or something like that. So I look for like indie. I don't want to hear Bing Crosby White Christmas.
No? Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
The standards aren't my cup of tea. So we look for something a little more fun.
Yeah. You know, I've been kind of exploring some of the alternative Christmas songs as well. Although the other day I listened to the entire Peanuts soundtrack. I couldn't help it. Bennett loves it. Brad's favorite Christmas movie. I can't help it. I was like, it was on in my house, but we're not doing a live Christmas tree this year. We're going out to Vancouver for Christmas, right?
Course,
so we thought, well, that might be dangerous. Bennett needs a house, so we shouldn't risk burning it down.
Come back to just a tinderbox tree.
like Christmas Vacation. The entire tree goes up. Anyway, but you know, we're talking about wanting trees, but there was actually a story out of Montreal this week where somebody didn't want a tree. Not a Christmas tree, let's be clear. But kind of an interesting story about having a tree thrust upon them. What did you find?
Montreal is very green. It's humid. It's got a good growing zone. And a lot of times when people, especially coming from Calgary, the reverse is true too. If you come from the East Coast to the prairies, you're like, oh my God, do you guys have any trees?
It's brown.
I remember when we flew into Canada from England.
Yeah.
We're all super excited. We'd been to America, but we'd never been to Canada. And we were flying in and we flew into Halifax. Anyway, you're coming in and kind of your first piece of land that you hit is Cape Breton and the east coast of Nova Scotia. Okay, I don't see any roads. I don't see any cities. I don't see any industry. It's ocean, trees. And you're like, okay, so you're flying in a plane. You're 600 miles per hour, whatever. And you're like, still trees. more trees.
Lots of trees.
Because you fly over England, there's a couple of small areas where you may see it, but after a couple of minutes, you're going to see a highway, a road, a farmhouse, a village. The East Coast has a ton of trees, and they have a lot of mature trees. Because, you got to think Montreal was built, I think, been built for hundreds of years. So even if they cut the trees down and built something and then planted trees, those trees have had hundreds of years to grow. Mm-hmm. And the city wanted to plant a tree on somebody's property who was like, Ixnay on the rete, bro.
Yeah, so that obviously they were very focused on their landscaping. They had a lot of other green on their property, and it felt like the city was forcing them to add a tree that they didn't want.
And they had trees on the property.
Yeah.
Like, I could understand if they had no trees and they were like, no, I just want lawn. And the city are like, no, you need a tree for air management and water or whatever.
Yeah.
They had trees.
Yeah.
We've championed many times. We did that, that really cool website you found.
Yes.
The Tree YYC.
Yes. You can see pretty much every city maintained tree in Calgary on this website. And actually, we did a whole episode on it. So if you go to goldenacre.ca/podcast and click on today's episode, then you'll be able to actually get a link to that episode and then see what this database looks like. I can't even imagine what Montreal's database would look like, or anywhere out east. That would be impossible. Yeah. But the city of Montreal was looking to plant trees on public land, including some front lawns, as part of a major climate plan to add 500,000 trees by 2030. The city confirmed that the tree will be planted before the end of the year, and that they basically had no choice. Like, this is going to end up on the front of your lawn. Yeah. So she's like, not really, a lot of place for a new tree to grow properly. So she had a lot of green stuff on her property already, but like, is there enough space for it to even thrive?
She has some valid points too, because the first 2 meters or 6 feet or whatever of your property, it's your property, but the city can utilize it anytime. Mm-hmm. So if they need to expand a road or put in a storm drain or something like that, they're going to do it. Mm-hmm. They're not going to ask your permission. If you're putting in a tree and my house is facing south and you have to put it at the front of my property, and in 5-6 years, I'll lose all the natural sunlight in my house. Now my perennial bed is being shaded out.
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
Yeah. She almost kind of became a number, and it wasn't a specific case, which I understand. If you have to do 500,000 trees by 2030, it's really impossible to be a case by case basis. But I almost feel like there needs to be kind of like a little bit of filtering on that aspect, being like, start off by being like, hey, we have a voluntary tree program, and then start with that.
Great idea.
And then the next level be like, okay, where else can we include trees, right?
We have free trees, huge diversity. Sign up for your tree. Yeah. And people sign up and you're like, oh my God, we give away 500,000. Problem solved. But you're like, oh, we only give away 400,000. We need to find a home for 100,000. Then you can start your lottery system or however you did it.
Heck, you could even approach businesses.
Yep. In her area with that tree. Because I know, so that part of town that she's in, NDG.
Yeah. Notre Dame de Grace.
Yeah, Notre Dame de Grace, Our Lady of Grace.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah.
It's a suburb.
Do they call it that? Sorry?
Yeah, everybody calls it NDG.
Oh, okay. I was wondering.
Yeah, everybody calls it NDG. You say NDG in Montreal, people know where you are. It's not part of the city, but it's right outside.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're a hop, skip, and a jump into downtown Montreal from NDG.
Wow.
Yeah, great part of town. There are a ton of mature trees. Mm-hmm. That area is filled with trees, but Montreal also has industrial parks. Mm-hmm. Put the trees there.
Great point.
Like, are
they worried because they might not thrive?
I have to believe that it's, if this was the 1800s and they were still like running coal, maybe, but industries have to be somewhat cleaner now. Like, it's mandated, it's law. You have to filter your emissions. And the city are looking after them until they're established.
True. Yeah, that's a good point too. Yeah.
So why aren't you looking at greening up industrial areas?
Yeah, and there's a lot of benefits to trees. I know we've talked about it in the past. So if you're, at home thinking, oh, should I be including a tree in my yard? I mean, they offer a lot of shade. They can really help with those heat zones. So if you're in a place that doesn't have a lot of trees, then they can help to kind of cool temperatures down in the area.
Yep.
They can help increase biodiversity.
So and the warm temperatures up in the winter.
Oh, true enough. Yep.
Wind block and snow block. And biodiversity, 100%.
Yeah. Offering even wildlife. So if you have like a fruit tree or something like that, offering wildlife some food, some shelter, that kind of thing. So lots of benefits. And speaking of fruit trees, the actual compromise City arborist agreed to a compromise corner spot and offered the smallest possible tree, a crabapple tree.
I feel like when they did the story, if there were more people against it, they would have come forward. Right?
Yeah.
Perfect time to get. And I really believe in Montreal, a lot of people would want those trees.
Yeah.
But Montreal, the island of Montreal is a pretty big island, but it's an island. It's limited in space, and they've got a ton of trees and a ton of parks and everything else. And good for them for taking the initiative. It's just, I feel sometimes bureaucracy gets in the way of good intention.
Yeah.
I did a tree planting gig in Montreal in the town of St. Anne de Bellevue, and I was brought in to help be a consultant. The sister city had sent these trees, okay? They'd been in cold storage, so they didn't get shocked and whatnot. And they're like, okay, we're going to plant on this day. And I was like, well, we can't, because you're going to take the trees out of cold storage into a Montreal summer. It's going to shock them. Like, we need to climatize them. There's no time. And I said, but you're going to lose a lot of them, especially the oak trees. Like, you need to climatize them. They didn't climatize them. I got into an argument with a couple of people, and a lot of the trees, I want to say maybe 70% of them died.
Oh, that's really a shame.
Yeah, I appreciate the initiative. It's just maybe listen to people and be like, hey, I don't want a tree, because they have a magnolia, which instantly made me jealous of the person. Magnolias are my go-to tree. Oh, can I mention one more thing?
Yeah.
I'm super excited. Speaking of trees, my lemon tree is in full bloom.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So I got a little baby lemon tree right before my summer vacation.
How does it smell?
And not as good as an orange.
What?
Yeah, and now I get it. Now I get why they always talk about orange blossoms.
Oh.
Screw the magnolia, screw the crabapple. I want to live in a place where they're like, we're going to plant a lemon tree in your yard. I'm like, plant whatever you want, man. If I'm in a place where a lemon tree can live, we're all good.
Sure, fine.
This podcast is brought to you by Golden Acre Home and Garden. Find seasonal inspiration for your home and garden in Calgary, Alberta year-round. Visit goldenacre.ca. The comments and opinions expressed by the Helpful Gardeners on this show are our own and do not necessarily reflect the views of Golden Acre Home and Garden. For more information on everything we covered today and to leave us a voice note, visit goldenacre.ca/podcast. The Helpful Gardeners are on Instagram at The Helpful Gardeners Pod. Keep on growing, gardeners!